the arrogance continuing to ooze out of his pores. And at some point, I mean, when your freedom is in the hands of a judge, that's the time you got to put on the table and say, all right, show something. But he shows nothing but arrogance.
I completely agree with you, Vinny, and I think that Dr. Murray really shot himself in the foot, especially with the documentary that aired on MSNBC after his conviction. And Judge Pastor really took that into account in considering the sentence. And he looked at that documentary and he saw that Conrad Murray continued to blame the victim, Michael Jackson, didn't show any remorse in his actions, didn't show any sympathy for what had happened towards the family or towards Michael Jackson, and he really considered that strongly in handing down this maximum sentence.
Yeah, and I don't know if the sentence would have been any different, but I know the judge, this is what judges want. Judges are human beings, okay? And, you've got to show that you take some responsibility for something, that you understand what you did was wrong, and that never came out of Conrad Murray's mouth. I wonder if they're just sitting back saying, hey, we're going to win this on appeal. But the only thing you win on appeal is a new trial, which you'll lose again.
Right. And I think that, again, the judge just also looked at the totality of circumstances around the crime and also weighed that very heavily in the sentencing phase and looked at how Dr. Murray consistently just tried to cover up his actions. He didn't call for 911. He didn't use the proper standards of medical care. And again, that contributed, confluencing with not having any remorse for his crime, that was very significant for the judge.
What's also interesting is, in the beginning, before this thing even started, the defense was objecting to those cameras and microphones in the courtroom, right? And the judge quickly said, well, I mean, you don't want the microphones and the cameras in the courtroom now, but it seemed that during the course of this entire trial, you were making some reality show. How does that jive with what you're asking for now? And right from the beginning, you could tell the judge was just aggravated. Now, what the prosecutor did during his argument today talked about something that is obvious to everyone. In a case like this, where you are responsible for the death of another human being, you've killed someone. There are victims that will certainly be impacted forever by this crime. Now, we didn't hear directly from any member of the Jackson family. They had their lawyer read something for like a minute. I didn't think it was that powerful, but it didn't need to be. I mean, the judge is going where the judge is going here. However, I thought the prosecutor, David Waldron, was powerful in talking about the fact that there is no father left for these kids. Take a listen.
We know from the evidence, Your Honor, that these propofol shipments began in April of 2009, and that this behavior, this careless and reckless behavior on the part of Dr. Murray was continuing for at least 2 months before Michael Jackson died at the hands of Dr. Murray. On June 25th, 2009, we know that Conrad Murray administered propofol once again as he had done the prior 2 months. We know that during that time, when Michael Jackson was sedated, heavily sedated, under propofol and other benzodiazepines, that he was left alone and abandoned by the person he entrusted his life with, Dr. Murray. And we know that Michael Jackson, as a direct result of the actions of Dr. Murray, died on June 25th, 2009, leaving his 3 children without their father.